A Category 4 hurricane.
Okay, she is now a hurricane again, guys.
Likely as it approaches the southeast coastline, ducking from the Delmarva right on through the Georgia-South Carolina coastline border. That is the potential target as we head on through the latter part of this week. Well, Florence isn't the only game in town we're watching in terms of impacts to the U.S. Let's bring our globe out from the floor and kind of show you everything we're watching in terms of possible impacts. Isaac, Tropical Storm Isaac, forecast to become a hurricane later on. Around the same time we get up landfall of Florence, we get up impacts from Isaac across the U.S. Virgin Islands, even Puerto Rico. Florence, as we head towards later on this week, Thursday, Friday, dealing with the impacts, direct and indirect impacts, and also Olivia could be impacting Hawaii later on this week as well. Not to mention our territory of Guam out there in the western Pacific. We have Typhoon Mangkhut also impacts Guam. So a lot of interest here in the U.S. from territories to even the U.S. could be impacted by tropical cyclones and maybe even hurricanes as we head through the next 7 days. Let's talk more about the latest advisory. Go back to the studio now with Maria and Dr. Navarro.
That's right. We want to pick up where you left off, Paul. We have a lot of systems aside from Florence that will affect people.
Yeah, so you can see all the bubbles here. Florence is not the only game in town in terms of land impacts. So we have Tropical Storm Isaac here, which is looking better and better organized as we look as well. Winds 65 miles per hour, moving west at about 9, but it is anticipated to strengthen here over the coming days as it comes towards the Caribbean. So the Leeward Islands, potentially Puerto Rico, we could be looking at wind and heavy rain over the coming days.
And that time frame similar to Florence in that it's end of the week, in this case Thursday morning,
yes,
is the go time.
Absolutely. So interest there as well. Need to be prepared. Many people have been tweeting about Caribbean vacations. This is the time you really got to think about what's best at this time and watch the forecast. But then, of course, we've got another area of the tropics, Hawaii, which is going to be impacted.
Well, we had Hector, Lane, which of course produced all that rain, and now Olivia. As you can see, currently a hurricane Category 1. Forecast to weaken a bit, but that's not the story. It's another round of heavy rain.
Right. Sometimes the intensity really isn't all of it. Even tropical storms can dump tremendous amounts of rain. We saw that. We have seen that in Hawaii, and you can see all of the islands here in that line for potential impacts. Heavy rain likely going to be the biggest one.
Hawaii's going to get hit hard with more rain.
Saturated, so please make sure you're monitoring that as well. Keep tabs on the latest forecast.
And boy, you were talking about this storm. It has all the making of a rapidly intensifying system, which is scary considering how close it already is to Guam.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a lot of things hindering this storm
in the near term.
So we have
2 days ago
here with winds at 85 miles per hour. It is forecast to continue strengthening over the next couple of days. Impacts in Guam are going to be likely very soon. You can see the forecast there at 115 miles per hour. The wind gusts could be as high as 130 to 40 at times. So this is a very serious situation for those in Guam, and then it will continue off in the coming days, likely continuing to strengthen as it heads towards the Western Pacific.
And we could be dealing with a super typhoon shortly thereafter.
Yeah.
Wow.
155 miles an hour with that one.
Back to Florence, because we've been taking questions. You've been taking questions from folks using that hashtag hurricane questions. This is from Brandon. Could Florence intensify into a Category 5 because of the low wind shear and warm waters?
Yeah, so there is a possibility. I'll just be frank. There, of course, is a possibility that we could see that given the conditions the storm is in. I think there's a third factor that we need to consider. That's the speed, the speed of the storm. If it were moving quickly, that would limit the intensification.
One of those
if it were
people.
moving even more slowly than it's forecast, I think that would bump our odds up.
I live in the Virginia Beach area, 11 miles from the coast.
To be a Category 4 storm, and at that point, the damage is devastating. It can be catastrophic at times. So yes, that it does exist. So I don't think that we would be completely surprised, but it would. I think a little more slow movement would enhance the.
I am prepared though.
145, which is in that official forecast.
Thank you so much, Lee.
High-end Cat 4.
Yes.
All right.
Ambulance driver, hi. How are you?
Describe a worst case scenario with Florence.
You keep an eye out too. North Carolina may be part of this big break.
It's like at this point, we're there. There of course could be fine details that could mean the difference between a worst case scenario for some, but we're talking about surge, we're talking about wind, a major hurricane landfall potentially in the U.S., and heavy rainfall to come over an area that's extremely saturated, so to me, this is almost a worst case scenario if that verifies as we forecast.
And a lot of population. Yeah, a lot of folks affected. All right, Dr. Navarro, thank you so much. And rainfall is all part of it too, Paul.
Yeah, some of the models are forecasting perhaps very heavy
I don't know.
Potentially here across the Carolinas into Virginia as well. That could be catastrophic. But there's another model. The American model is forecasting more of the eastern North Carolina, southeastern Virginia, which even
That's me,
could be
dead
very
on.
catastrophic. Not to mention, we could have surge flooding as well. So either way, we're going to have big impacts here in the east coast of the U.S. We're definitely all eyes now on Hurricane Florence as it's becoming forecast to become a major hurricane. Coming up, we'll break down the anatomy of a hurricane. And
yeah, so is Virginia Beach under a state of emergency.
This program.
I hate commercials.
Hurry in today for huge savings.
All right, guys. We'll let it go. I don't think you guys want to watch commercials. I'll do another update soon, somewhere around noon. All right, God bless. Be safe. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys are all so awesome. Thank you so much, Lee.